So this is the lesson on composing functions. We're going to be adding functions, subtracting functions, dividing. Um, so in this problem, it says we're going to take our two functions and we're going to add them. So we're going to take function m, which is over here. So we have m. We're going to take that function, negative 4x plus 11, and we are going to add it to function k. So function k is up here. We've got 5x squared plus 3x minus 5. So the next step is we need to decide, do we need these parentheses still? So we've got m, we've got k. Do I need those parentheses? And if you look right here, notice there's a positive 1. If you were to distribute a positive 1, nothing changes. And so we don't need to distribute. We can just act like the parentheses aren't there. So if we start with 5x squared, are there any like terms with 5x squared? 5x squared is the same as 5 times x times x. Notice there's two x's. So like terms with x squared has to have two x's. And since there's no other x squareds, we're going to bring down 5x squared as is. There's no like terms, we bring it down. Then negative 4x, notice that we can put that together with plus 3x. So negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1x, or just negative x. And then positive 11, take away 5, would be positive 6. So we've combined like terms. There's nothing else I can simplify. So what we've done is we've took two functions, we added them together, combined like terms, and this is our simplified answer. We're going to do the same thing with this one, only we're going to subtract the functions. So we're going to take j and subtract m. So here's j, 7x plus 8. And we're going to subtract m. So m is negative 4x plus 11. Then, just like the last one, we say, do we need the parentheses? And on this one, there's a negative 1 in front. If you distribute a negative 1, is it going to change your numbers? And the answer is yes. Because a negative times a negative is going to give you positive 4x. So it actually changes the sign. It was a negative 4x, now it's positive. Negative 1 times positive 11 is negative 11. So it changes the signs on both of those numbers. We had negative, now positive. We had positive, now it's negative. The 7x plus 8, there's nothing to distribute, so we're just going to bring it down. 7x combines with plus 4x, so 7 plus 4 makes 11x. Positive 8, take away 11. 8 take away 11 is negative 3. So that is two functions subtracted, and we simplified the answer. So this is just like the first one. We're going to have our two functions, k, and we're going to add j, and then we're going to combine like terms. So k is this function, 5x squared plus 3x minus 5. J is 7x plus 8. Now in this one, notice it's a positive 1. So if you were to distribute, it's not going to change anything. And so we can just pretend that the parentheses aren't there. Because if you distribute a positive 1, it's not going to change anything with the 7 and the 8. It'll still be a 7 and an 8. So I'm going to combine like terms. 5x squared. There's no x squareds to combine, so I'm just going to write 5x squared. This 3, I got a positive 3x, and I got 7x. 3 plus 7 makes 10, positive 10x. You've got negative 5 plus 8. Negative 5 plus 8 is positive 3. And there's no other terms I can combine. So our simplified answer, when we add those two equations, is 5x squared plus 10x plus 3. The next one, it says we have 3 on the outside. And inside, we're going to plug in function j. So function j is up here. We've got 7x plus 8. So inside, we're going to write 7x plus 8. And then the 3 on the outside is going to just be distributed to both of the numbers inside. So we're multiplying function j by 3. So 3 times 7 is 21x. 3 times 8 is 24. I can't combine anything else, so that's my final answer, 21x plus 4. Okay, on this one, we know I'm going to pretend that j isn't there for a minute. Because we have done problems where it says find m of 2, and it says, I'm going to bring this down here, where it says mx equals negative 4x plus 11. So we have mx equals negative 4x plus 11. So we have done m of 2 because that means that the x is 2. So we write out negative 4, plug in 2 for x, plus 11. So negative 4 times 2 is negative 8, plus 11. 8 negatives plus 11 would be 3. So we know how to find m of 2. We just did it. So we plugged in 2 for x on the m, and we came out with the number 3. So now we have to uncover that j. And we're going to now take the 3 and plug it in for the j equation. So what we're doing is we're finding j of 3. So j is 7x plus 8. But since x, we're going to plug in the 3. So we plugged in 2 for m, we got that number out, and now we're going to plug it into j. So we plug it in for the x here. We're going to have 7, plug it in for x, and 7 times 3 is 21, plus 8 is 29. That's our final answer here. So what we did again, we put 2 in for m, got the answer, then put that answer into function j. Okay? And then that would be our final answer. So for this one, we're going to do the same thing. This time we're going to put the 3 into the s equation. So we have 3. We're plugging in a 3. This is the s equation here. And we're plugging in a 3 for x. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 minus 10 is negative 1. So now we're going to take negative 1 and plug it into the t equation. So t is negative x plus 8. So I'm going to keep the negative. I'm going to put my number in for x plus 8. So in for x, we're plugging in negative 1. Even though there's negative on the outside, you got to keep it. So negative and a negative here is going to make positive 1 plus 8. And 1 plus 8 is 9. So 9 is our final answer. Okay, we're going to do the same thing, same type of problem. So we're going to plug in the 1 for k, get the answer, and then plug it into m. So I'm going to write out k, 5. I'm going to leave a spot for x. Leave a spot for x minus 5. So the 1, we're going to plug in a 1 for x. You could just type this all in the calculator and get the answer. Or order of operations say that we square. So 1 squared is 1. That's timesing. And then we multiply. 5 times 1 is 5. 3 times 1 is 3. Order of operations say go left to right. So 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 minus 5 is 3. So in this case, we got a 3. So now we're going to take our 3 and plug it in for m. And I need some room. If we did it on our calculator, we wouldn't need to erase, but I wrote out all the work. So m, we're going to plug in. So this, remember that answer was 3. So in for x, on the function m, we're going to plug in a 3. Negative 4 times 3 is negative 12 plus 11. Negative 12 plus 11 is negative 1. And so that would be our final answer, is negative 1. Okay, this one is similar to what we've done. So in this one, it says, we're just going to focus on the top. M is m of 4. So we write out equation m. And the x is 4, so we're going to plug in a 4. On the bottom, we have j, so j. And then in for x. On this one, it says we're going to put in negative 1. So on the top, if we go ahead and actually simplify that, that'd be negative 16 plus 11. On the bottom, negative 7 plus 8. Negative 16 plus 11 is negative 5 on top. And again, you could have typed this whole part in your calculator and got your answer. Or could have done it step by step, the top and the bottom separate, and then divide them out. So here, negative 7 plus 8 is 1. And now we divide them out. Negative 5 divide 1 is negative 5. So our answer to here is negative 5. That's our answer when we plug in 4 for m divided by when we plug in negative 1 for j. This one is similar, only we are going to subtract and not divide. So we're going to write s of 4. So I'm going to write it down here. S of 4, so S. And I'm going to plug in a 4 for the x. Take away, I'm going to plug in j. So 7 plus 8. And this time we're plugging in negative 2. So from here we could type it all in the calculator as long as you've got the parentheses that I do. Or